Today, we're diving into a project that could totally change how we use AI. It's called ClawdBot, and it's all built on this one really powerful idea. What if you could give your AI assistant, well, hands? What if it could finally break out of that chat window and actually get to work across your entire digital life? Let's see how they're making that happen. Right now, we have access to these unbelievably powerful AI models, right? You've got Claude, GPT-4, the whole lineup. They can write code, they can summarize dense documents, plan entire projects. But let's be honest, most of the time, they're just trapped. They're stuck inside a browser tab, just waiting for us to copy and paste stuff in and out. And that leads us to the big question, the one this whole project is trying to answer. What if your AI could finally break free? What if it could actually interact with your messaging apps, run commands on your computer, and access your files all for you? That's the real promise of a true AI agent. Okay, this slide really gets to the core of it. It's a huge shift in thinking. Over on the left, that's the cloud AI model we all know. It's powerful, for sure, but all your data lives on someone else's servers. But on the right, that's the local-first model ClawdBot is built on. And here, you run the show. You control it, you own the data, and you decide what it connects to. It seems like a small difference, but really, it's everything. It's about ownership. And that, of course, brings us to the solution itself. So, let's meet ClawdBot, the project designed to take that local-first idea and make it real. So, what is ClawdBot exactly? Well, at its heart, it's a self-hosted assistant. And that just means you run it on your own hardware. Could be your Mac, a home server, even a Windows machine. It basically acts as your own personal bridge, connecting the incredible brain of an AI like Claude Opus directly to the apps you're already using every single day. And the feature set here is, frankly, pretty amazing. The core of it all is the gateway, which we're about to get into. But that gives you a multi-channel inbox, so all your chats are in one place. You can even get really smart and route different conversations to different AI agents that have specific skills. Then you add in voice and a visual canvas, and yeah, you've got a seriously capable assistant. So let's peel back the layers a little bit and look at how this all actually works. It all comes down to this central piece they call the gateway. The best way to think of the gateway is like a central nervous system, or maybe an air traffic controller for your AI. It's this single control plane that you run, and it manages literally everything. Every chat session, every tool the AI is allowed to use, and every connection to the outside world. This right here is the heart of that whole local-first idea. And wow, this slide really shows you just how powerful that gateway is. I mean, just look at all the channels it supports right out of the box. We're talking WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, Discord, even iMessage and Microsoft Teams. It's incredible. The AI literally just becomes another contact that you can message from basically anywhere. Now, you might be looking at all this and thinking, okay, this has got to be a nightmare to set up, but the developers have really focused on making it as smooth as possible. It pretty much boils down to 3 steps. You install the command line tool, you run this little onboarding wizard that walks you through connecting your AIs and your chat apps, and then you just start the gateway. And you can run this gateway on pretty much anything. Since it's built on Node.js, it works natively on macOS and Linux. Now, for you Windows users out there, they highly recommend using the Windows subsystem for Linux, that's WSL2, just to make sure everything runs perfectly. Okay, so that's all the theory. It sounds cool, right? But what are people actually doing with this thing? Let's take a look at some real-world examples from people using it right now. Check this one out. It's perfect for anyone who runs their own home server. A Reddit user named Balling Wire has ClawdBot running their daily report scripts, automatically filtering out the usual noise, and then it shoots them a quick, clean summary on Telegram every morning. That's proactive, it's automated, and it's just so useful. And that same user is pushing it even further into a professional DevOps workflow. Now, this really shows you how powerful it can be for super complex tasks like coding, but it also brings up a really important point. This kind of agentic AI can use up a ton of resources. As you can see, it can burn through API credits like crazy when you really let it loose. Okay, this next one, this is what I think is a total game changer. A user named Hixvac has given their agent access to their virtual machines. They can literally just ask it to set up a new Docker container, or even fix a bug it finds in a project, and it can do all of that without them ever touching a keyboard, all from their phone. Just think about that for a second. That's true remote system administration through chat. Yeah, an AI that can spin up Docker containers from a text message, that's a wild amount of power. And that, of course, immediately brings up the huge, flashing question, is this actually safe? Well, thankfully, the developers built this with security in mind from the very beginning. By default, random people can't just start talking to your bot, you have to approve them first. When you use it in group chats, it can run inside these isolated sandboxes to limit what the AI can actually do. And for people who want maximum security, a lot of them just run the whole thing inside a dedicated virtual machine to completely wall it off. So when you put this all together, you start to see that ClawdBot isn't just another chatbot. No, it's really pointing toward a totally different future for personal AI. I absolutely love this quote from HIXVAC. They said it's like an agentic version of Home Assistant. And if you've ever used Home Assistant, you know it's this amazing unified control panel for your entire smart home. Well, ClawdBot is aiming to be that, but for your entire digital life. This slide just sums it all up perfectly. We're moving from a world where we basically rent time on some big company's cloud AI to a world where we can actually own a personal AI agent, an agent that works for us, on our hardware, set up exactly the way we want. It's that classic shift from renting to owning. And you know what? That changes everything. So that leaves us with one final big question. Once all the barriers are gone, once your AI can just seamlessly work with your entire digital world just by you asking, what's the very first thing you're going to build with it?